So in addition to the development of a long-term committed relationship, in the romantic domain, during early adulthood, it's also important to foster committed, intimate friendships as well. Just like in all the other periods that we've talked about, friends in early adulthood tend to be similar in a number of characteristics in their age, gender, SES, and the interests that they have. Friendships in early adulthood have been shown to enhance self-esteem and emotional support, and obviously just make life more interesting because you can share interests and find different activities to do, things like that. Friendships in early adulthood tend to value trust, intimacy, and loyalty as the prominent traits that keep a friendship enduring. And if those things are broken, then that can often end the relationship. Friendships often have more like a sharing of thoughts and feelings than romantic relationships might have, but they tend to be lower in commitment. So friendships in early adulthood and really throughout all of adulthood are more likely to kind of come and go as people, graduate from college, get new jobs, move away. They get married themselves and have kids. It's pretty common for friendships to kind of dissipate and fizzle out. So they have less commitment than romantic relationships do. I won't talk about this too much because you guys probably already know this, but the existence of social media has made it so that networks of friends are much larger than they used to be. So you can be friends with people from other countries, from all over the world, rather than just the sort of close proximity of friends that people would have had prior to the internet and social media. Also during early adulthood is when siblings start to become more of friends than they were in previous phases of development. So they become more frequent companions, often spending more time together than you did earlier on. Part of that is due to the shared background that siblings have. So obviously growing up with the same parents in the same town, in the same house, etc., leads to similar values and views in some cases. Obviously not always, but in some cases. And that shared experience often can lead to a stronger bond between siblings as friends. Definitely through middle childhood, most friendships have remained pretty much same-sex friendships, so women being friends with women, men being friends with men. That starts to shift a little bit during adolescence and also into early adulthood, but you do, of course, still continue to have some same-sex friendships. And just like in the previous periods, there are some differences between friendships shared between women and friendships shared between men. Women continue to mostly get together to do things like talk and just kind of hang out, whereas men still prefer to actively be doing something, playing sports, playing video games, something like that. Women also tend to have more intimate friendships and also usually higher expectations of their friends than men do. Whereas men tend to be much more competitive, and sometimes that can deter intimacy or stop men from, sharing emotional bonds, things like that. Longer lasting friendships tend to become more intimate over time, so you have more disclosing and sharing of personal information. Friendships are really the preferred companions and confidants of single adults, so they tend to turn to their friends more than family or siblings if they are still single in this early adulthood phase. So friendships with the opposite sex increase throughout adolescence and early adulthood, particularly through the college years and sort of settling into work roles. That's particularly true for women. So for the most part, after marriage, men's friendships with women start to decline, but a woman who is married will often continue to increase the number of male friends that she has. Educated, employed women tend to have the largest number of opposite-sex friendships. And it's been shown that there are benefits to both the man and the woman in this friendship. Men, because they have that competitive nature with other men and often can't develop as much of an intimate, close relationship, they can turn to their female friends as someone to express, emotional concerns to. And so if a man has female friends in adulthood, then he has more opportunities for that emotional expressiveness. Women from that friendship tend to get newer objective points of view about things like their relationship with their husband or other aspects of their life that they couldn't necessarily get from their female friends.